Hello, I'm Dr. William Hart. If you're over 50, mornings may no longer feel like the easy beginnings they once were. Instead, your legs might feel stiff heavy. Sometimes even taking just a few steps out of bed can make you wince. I've met so many patients my age who tell me, "Doctor, my legs just don't obey me the way they used to." But sometimes just a few simple little habits can make a world of difference. Helping your legs feel lighter, your blood flow more smoothly, and your whole day become gentler. Hello again, I'm Dr. William Hart. Today I want to share with you a small story, one that I believe many of us, especially after 50, will see a reflection of ourselves in. Not long ago, one of my patients, Eleanor, age 67, came to see me with a weary look on her face. She said, "Doctor, my legs just don't work like they used to. Every morning I wake up with this heaviness, this aching that lingers, and it makes me want to sit still rather than walk." I looked at her and thought her legs had silently carried her through decades of life. They took her through her youth, through raising children, through building a family. And now as age arrives, those legs have begun to speak up. Have you ever felt the same, waking up one morning, stepping out of bed, and suddenly your legs seem to remind you that time is passing? I believe we all face that moment sooner or later. And I also want you to know this, that pain is not just a mark of aging. It is your body's way of whispering that it needs care, gentle yet consistent. So today I want to invite you into a conversation about our legs, about circulation, and about the simple ways we can ease the pain so that each step still carries freedom and joy even as the years go by. You see, our legs are not just two pillars holding up the body. They're like rivers where blood carrying oxygen and nutrients flows through countless tiny vessels, nourishing muscles and joints. When we are young, those rivers run strong and fast. But after 50, that current begins to slow. The vessel walls lose their elasticity. The muscles no longer contract as powerfully to help pump the blood along. And so the dull aches, the heaviness, the tingling sensations in the legs begin to appear. I want you to picture this, a garden without enough water. The plants begin to wilt, the leaves turn yellow and fall. Our legs are much the same. When circulation slows, every cell, every fiber, every little joint begins to speak up. And that voice is the pain you feel each day. Another patient of mine, Richard, age 72, once shared with me, "Doctor, I thought leg pain was just part of getting old. But one day after sitting in a chair for a while, I stood up and my legs went numb like they weren't even there. I was terrified." That was the moment he realized his legs could no longer be ignored. Science has shown us that poor circulation and joint degeneration are not an unchangeable destiny. With small adjustments in our daily habits, with simple little practices, we can help the blood flow more freely, reduce strain on the joints, and keep our legs more flexible. And here's the wonderful truth: even after 60, even after 70, our bodies still have the ability to recover, to respond, if we learn how to care for them properly. That isn't wishful thinking. It's something I've witnessed countless times in my years of practice. So you see, helping your legs doesn't always require complex treatments or expensive methods. Sometimes just a few gentle changes in daily life are enough to make a difference. One morning I suggested to one of my patients, Linda, age 68, instead of jumping out of bed right away, she should sit up slowly, place her feet on the floor, and take 2, 3 minutes to circle her ankles and gently bend her knees. She laughed and said, "Just a few simple moves, and I feel this warm current rushing down into my legs." After a few weeks, she called it her little but precious morning ritual. I also want you to imagine this. If every day you spent just 10 minutes walking around your home, can you imagine how grateful your legs would be? Because with each step, the tiny muscles in your calves work like a natural pump, pushing blood upward from your feet back toward your heart. No medicine, no devices, just the simple power of movement. Another tip I often share is to soak your feet in warm water at night. Warm water not only improves circulation, but also soothes the tension that builds up in the joints throughout the day. One of my patients, Peter, told me that after he began doing this, he slept more deeply and woke up with legs that felt lighter. And even something as simple as elevating your legs for 10-15 minutes before bed can ease heaviness and help blood flow back to the heart. Once I asked a patient after a few weeks of trying it, "Do you notice a difference?" He smiled and said, "Oh yes, my legs don't complain nearly as much at night anymore." Sometimes true healing doesn't come from medicine, but from small, humble habits like these. The question I want to leave you with today is this: are you willing to spend just a few minutes for your legs, those faithful companions that have carried you for decades, so that they too may have the chance to breathe, to rest, and to heal? My dear friend, our feet are not just where every step begins. They are also the marks of a long journey. The journey of raising children, working hard, strolling through the park, or simply standing by the kitchen stove to prepare a warm meal for the family. After the age of 50, our feet may start to feel tired, achy, and the blood circulation may not flow as smoothly as before. But that doesn't mean you have to accept living with pain. Small daily changes, from gently rotating your ankles when you wake up taking a 10-minute walk, soaking your feet in warm water, to elevating your legs before bed, can all become natural medicine for your body. I have witnessed many of my patients, people who once believed that foot pain was an unavoidable part of aging, until they tried applying these small habits. And then they smiled when they realized growing older doesn't have to mean living in pain. It can also mean moving with ease, walking more lightly, and trusting that the body is still capable of healing. So today I want to leave you with one message. Listen to your feet. Don't wait until they cry out too loudly before you begin to take care of them, because your feet are the foundation of every movement of your independence and even of your longevity. If you find these insights helpful, let me know by subscribing to the channel so we can continue walking this journey of caring for our health after 50 together. And before we end, I want to ask you something. Have you tried one of these simple tips to relieve leg pain and improve circulation? Share your experience in the comments below, because who knows? Your story may inspire someone else. Aging may bring challenges, but it also brings opportunities. The opportunity to slow down, to love our bodies more, and to let each step, even if slower, remain steady, light, and full of grace.